Alright, let me make sure we're live first, because I'm a lazy editor, and if I don't stream this with OBS, then I can't get the information out in a timely fashion for the evening. So I'm going to double check to make sure we're live first, because I always have my paranoia. You know me. I don't like to say that, oh, well, this isn't working and that's not working. You didn't give us the information. Alright, but seriously, in all due respect, I'm checking it right now, and then if it works, we're all good. Alright, good. Now I can stop rambling. So, alright everyone. Today we're going to talk about the mess that happened today with the Long Island Railroad. We're going to talk about how it's been a rough month for Ronkonkoma Branch riders. It's been a really rough month for them. I feel bad for them, and especially I feel bad for PinePower, considering how many delays there have been this month. But all due respect, it's better than taking Nice Bus. But anyhow, first, I want to read these Newsday articles. You know what? That's going to be the whole video, because if I don't talk about this, and if PinePower doesn't, I'm just gonna lose it. Somebody needs to get this information out, and I might as well do it. Alright, so here's what the problem started with today. Earlier this morning, the Long Island Railroad, yet again, right near Queens Village, and this has been going on now for the whole month. This has been going on since, believe it or not, I think late November, but I know 3 other times this month this has happened. And today, we can blame Mother Nature for this. Look how bad it was today. Commuters waited on the platform for a westbound train that showed up on average 45 minutes to an hour and a half late along the Ronkonkoma line. And this was at Ronkonkoma Station today. Alright. Broken rails on the Long Island Railroad were fixed by the late afternoon today, but evening rush hour commuters were told to expect cancellations and delays, a railroad spokeswoman said. The staffers the railroad anticipated steam from the shortage of equipment and crews, the Long Island Railroad said on Twitter. So, let's highlight this part here for a sec. Jeez. We're on a live stream. Don't embarrass me if Matt Camper's watching. I know he is. I'm mentioning random names because he's like my top guy when it comes to these issues, but in all seriousness, shortage of equipment and crews. And I think we can all blame one person for this problem. Maybe somebody else, but you know who we can mainly blame for this problem, and that is Patrick Nowakowski. Because they're keeping the equipment near Babylon. Right along the Babylon branch. Trains that did not complete their trips were not where they should have been to take on new passengers. So, if you were waiting 45 minutes extra for your train today along the Ronkonkoma branch, I feel bad for you. And then not to mention, the wait rooms were probably packed today, for all we know. And what's so stupid is they're not keeping them open round the clock in this ridiculous cold weather. You know, you don't want to freeze your tuchus waiting along the platform. Ugh. Rails can break in extreme cold weather. And yes, there's been proof. You know, whenever we have this ridiculous cold weather where tonight it's still going to be in the teens for a low, and then they're forecasting a low of single digits by Sunday or Monday. You know, Long Island Railroad's going to have problems the first week in January. I'm calling it now. I'm sorry for saying this, but with Patrick Nowakowski's incompetence at this point, if you're a Ronkonkoma Branch rider, how are you supposed to have any faith that the railroad's going to be on time to pick you up? How? If you're trying to go east, or if you're trying to go west into Penn Station, how is this going to make you have any faith for the new year. And then not to mention, oh, well, we have the Amtrak project going on. Well, there's been no plan released yet by the Long Island Railroad regarding the 6-month project. Repairs took a bit longer than expected. The railroad had said they would be finished before the evening rush hour had started. Well, that's what they've been saying all afternoon on their Twitter feed. And then, here's the problem with my computer, everyone. I swear to God, someone needs to help me fix this stupid Windows update thing, because I've had it. There, the minor technical difficulty was fixed, so I'm going to go as quickly as possible because, turns out my mom's making me do chores. I gotta get this over with quickly. Long Island Railroad temporarily suspended service today to Penn Station and limited service out of Penn Station today. So, because of this, westbound service was temporarily suspended pretty much the majority of the day, and then another issue happened that we're going to get into quickly in this video. Broken rails were limited the railroad to running just one of the 2 mainline tracks through Queens Village. So, in other words, for somebody who doesn't understand this clearly like I do, basically what happened was, because there was only one track going through Queens Village, which was limited eastbound service today. And this is the way I see it. And maybe somebody else in the comments can explain it further. But the way I see it, that's how the service was suspended today. And if you were wondering, well, oh, why couldn't I go west into Jamaica? Or why couldn't I go into Atlantic Terminal? Or why couldn't I get to Penn on time? Well, this is what happened. Alright? Frigid weather causes metal to contact, which can cause rail to snap, especially when they are welded together. Well, again, why is the Long Island Railroad so lazy about this? Jeez, they should have been prepared. Like 2 months ago at least, 3 months ago. But, again, Patrick Nowakowski doesn't think ahead, now does he? This man's been president of the railroad for 3 years, and yet you've seen more delays than ever before. Extreme cold caused a broken rail overnight that led to system-wide delays during the morning commute. So in other words, this sort of affected Babylon too. There was also a broken rail at Babylon Yard. So, all those upper middle classmen who get their fancy seats and get all the empty cars sometimes, well, you were screwed too today. So you can complain to Patrick Nowakowski for all we know. Top priority, read this! Read this crap that Patrick Nowakowski is making you brainwashed with! I don't even want to read it! I don't want to read this technology crap! This is the Long Island Railroad. This is the Long Island Railroad? And again, I normally don't want to talk about Long Island Railroad, but Pine Power, again, has made me paranoid about mass transit lately, that if I don't talk about this, we're all not going to be informed. Alright. So, I want to quickly end this as soon as possible. So tonight we had something terrible happen after all the mess we had today. Long Island Railroad restored service to and from Penn Station earlier this evening after it was temporarily disrupted by a track fire in an Amtrak tunnel. Service had been limited for eastbound commuters on the Babylon, Port Jefferson, Port Washington, and Ronkonkoma branches. Basically, all service was suspended because of this. At 6:25, it was officially reported. Alright? 6:25. And then, about an hour ago, they tweeted that service had been resumed. So we'll check Long Island Railroad's Twitter in a sec, but rubbish fire in the East River Tunnel was not the sole problem rush hour commuters faced. And then they talk about delays, cancellations, because again, they're still trying to fix the broken rails that was caused by the by the frozen tracks in Queens Village. And shortly before 7 p.m., the MTA police allowed passengers to resume entering Penn Station at the 34th Street and 7th Avenue entrance. Long Island Railroad said access was temporarily restricted there due to overcrowding after the track fire broke out. There was small debris under the third rail, which had been extinguished by the FDNY shortly before 7 o'clock. This is from an Amtrak spokeswoman. So again, big mess in the Long Island Railroad today. Big, enormous mess. And if you saw more cars on the road today because of this mess on, let's say, the Parkway or the Expressway today, well, I can't blame you. Alright? I can't blame you. But let's just get an update on the Twitter feed, and then I'm going to end the stream because, again, even though it's late, I still have to do not that many minor chores. It only take me like 20 minutes to get them done. Laundry doesn't take that long to do, trust me. Come on, load. I have laundry to do. God. I like to get it done overnight because during the day it's just so stressful to do laundry. But come on, load. You have impatient people like me and other people. I am going to leave these articles here, and I'll try to put them in the comments of this video afterwards. Okay. Alright, so here's one of the main tweets they sent out at 8:30 earlier tonight. The system is operating on or close to schedule. Earlier today there were delays and blah 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 blah. We know that, as well as fire department activity in one of the Amtrak's East River tunnels. Alright, so there you have it. Even Amtrak is to blame for this today. So that's how I'll summarize it. But if this happens again, I'll try to make these quick live stream videos for all of you to catch up on, because it's very important that I get this news out, because I don't know, how are you supposed to feel confident about Patrick Nowakowski? How, when this man could care less about frozen rails on the Ronkonkoma Branch, and he could care more it gets repaired in Babylon? So that's where I'm going to end it. Thank you all for watching. If it's live or not live really means a lot. And as I said, whenever I get the chance, try to do these more often, because honestly, YouTube's processing makes these videos to get out very easy compared to just editing out.